Welcome, the cast and crew.
If you're weak, if you're so you can't handle our show, steal your strength from Tony. He's happy to lend it.
He has all the strength.
There's also the fact that he just called your mental health crunchy, and that could potentially lead to fun crunches when it breaks.
I mean, it's fall. It's like the leaves. It's great when you step on your mental health, right?
And the moment of snapping is just at hand. Like, it's perfect. Hi, everyone. We are Breaking Character. Welcome to this unhinged episode of Chaos. I think we're back to normal, are we not? This is us. Right?
Pretty much.
Chaotic.
Back to normal. Brett is
Normal
gone,
for us.
so-
Isn't that a movie, This Is Us?
TV show?
I think so.
But also-
Yeah, maybe. But also,
Brett's away, so the chaos will play.
yeah, Brett is not here.
Not a crazy person.
So we will not be having the Boston
He's more
with us. I'm still trying to get my notes together. I'm sorry. We do this due to the late start. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. We don't ever start on time any fucking way.
I
For the record,
know.
we usually do.
Technically, we do.
For you to catch up, Blood and I will just make fun of Chad.
Yeah, we'll chat. It's fine.
You're all
Is
short.
there a
We
chat?
don't love you.
Because you would just be bullying each other.
That's
I mean-
normal for us.
That's
That is very normal.
I mean,
I think
we
it's
progress friendship
normal thing.
through absolutely tearing into each other's self-esteem. This is common knowledge at this point, right?
How about
Sure.
we where are we at? Let's give a breakdown from us.
Right. How about you guys do the breakdown? What? Let's do that. You
I've
guys
made
do the
everyone
breakdown.
very uncomfortable by taking them to my house, who, is rich kid energy here. I guess they didn't realize how rich kid I was.
Made everyone uncomfortable.
Well, Baldric doesn't count because he was also rich kid.
Oh, wow. Baldric's not a person now? Is that what we're saying?
You don't count
He
because
doesn't count?
you are rich
Wow.
kid. Bitch, shut up. I own you. It's
Wow.
fine.
I owe you. It's fine.
Wow.
That needs. I forget. I don't know if you.
That
did
means
that,
even less.
But I feel like that needs to be clipped.
Yes, it can clip. There's a
It
fucking
can.
clip button.
Here's the button. Oh no, Gears found the button. I was sharing this shit to people. Fuck. But yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna be right, but I'm just gonna clip it anyways.
We're in Auroran, looking into more information potentially, and so we should be heading off to the school. But right now we're having breakfast at my house.
And Grandma got
Grandma got lost.
Right.
Breakfast of champions.
I knew I was forgetting something. Son of a bitch.
Grandma got lost, and did she ever get found?
She
Yeah.
did.
I think that Roderick found me.
Yes.
I don't
I
like
had to
how
think about that
similar
name.
those names are.
I love how similar those
fucking
names
hate
are.
it as well. I just in the moment decided, yes, no, he has a name, and it is without even like
Look.
2 seconds thought to, oh no, why is this name the one that came to my brain? Oh wait, it's because of Baldric.
Here's the
To be
thing.
fair,
They're the same model, so
They are.
We can run a parent trap.
No, because we got Baldric the newer stuff, and we made him custom more.
It's
Baldric can
newer,
disguise
but it's not the
themselves.
newest.
We can run a parent trap.
also, I'd like to point out that as much shit as I can give for Roderick, I got Baldrick by Googling what's a good name for a butler.
That's what you got?
I mean,
Baldric.
it came up with a list of like 10 or 15, but there were things that I was trying to avoid, like Alfred and Jeeves.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, any other things we need to catch the crew up on?
Yeah, their feet stink.
Nash may or may not have changed in the vehicle.
Nash did not change in the vehicle.
That's
the
what I said.
record.
May or may not have.
He just like changed in the parking bay.
He just-
Official lore is well, he had to bring in the suit because it was crumpled up, and he did actually, while no one was looking, ask Roderick to press it real quick. So he had to be in the house, and y'all are rich. That means you got 37 bathrooms. So he had to find a single bathroom. And so there was probably 5 minutes where he's wandering around the house looking for a bathroom.
Blood,
You wouldn't know how to wander far.
Blood, you have the actual map. How many bathrooms does this place have?
One moment. Let me pull
I
up
want
the
to know.
blueprints.
I thought you were about to
it was
just
like-
stop at 1 and I was like, no.
I think there's like 12.
There's a lot.
Only the same number as Russell Wilson if it's 12. Nobody here knows football. It's fine. It's just me that
I'm
finds
sorry,
that joke
buddy.
funny.
I'm sorry, buddy. You
Sorry.
enjoy your sports ball.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Enjoy your sports ball.
Joke about this quarterback in the NFL, whether or not he'll throw enough touchdowns to match his bathrooms.
Christ.
It's literally that joke was written
That's
for
funny,
me,
though.
but nobody here knows
That's
it.
funny though. That's funny though.
So it's really
So
hard
on the
for me
main
not to make
floor.
On the main floor.
On the main floor. I'm so.
Because there's
No,
3
we need
floors.
all of them.
There's 3 floors. On the main floor, there is the master bathroom as well as 1 guest bathroom. On the second floor, there is bathrooms on all of the bedrooms. Yes. As well as... Nope, there isn't an extra one up there. So on each of the rooms has a bathroom connected to it, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 bedrooms. 12 bedrooms.
So we're at 15 bathrooms so far, is what I'm hearing.
We're at 15 bathrooms so far. Then we go to the basement, where there is technically, lockers for the pool and stuff like that. Though it doesn't look like there's a bathroom in the lockers. There's lockers, like actual like lockers, and then
I feel
there's like
y'all would be bougie to have like a little step-in shower so that people can rinse off before and after the pool.
there's also a guest room downstairs with a full-size bathroom within it. A powder room, a mud room.
Which technically a powder room doesn't necessarily have to have a toilet in it.
It does. Yeah, on the blueprint, it does.
Okay, I was gonna say technically old-fashioned
Yeah,
powder
where are you
rooms
gonna-
literally
where are you
were
gonna
just for
line up
powder.
your-
So
Oh.
that's 17 now. There's also like a full-ass theater with like a backstage and everything, by the way, just, to let you know that that's definitely Fen's area.
Bard? What? Really?
What? Never. Connected to said theater is a snack bar.
Don't mind if I yes.
And then so that's 17, correct? 17 bathrooms in this
Sounds like it.
house.
Yep.
Were there only,
Yep.
Were there only 2 downstairs? 2 in the basement?
No, there was
So
more.
Because we were 15 at the first 2 floors.
yeah, there's 2 in the basement. Because there's the full-size bathroom that's connected to the guest room, and then there's a powder room.
Okay,
That
'cause
is
you started listing
also
off
a
rooms that
bathroom.
weren't bathrooms on top of the bathrooms.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if there were bathrooms
yeah.
in the other non.
No. There's only 2.
You got dicey fast.
So
okay?
basically, there is on each of the floors that doesn't have multiple rooms. So this is first and basement floor. There is an extra bathroom for the guests and such. And then upstairs on like where all of the bedrooms are on the second floor, all the bedrooms have a bathroom. Full-size bathroom.
You have 1
So-
bathroom for your full-size theater. That's got flow issues.
I mean, to be fair, the theater is like just a little not like full, but yeah, it's a house
the theater I used
but
to use and perform in only had one bathroom, and it was backstage.
Ditto.
That's a problem.
It's a very big problem, but little towns.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I mean, like, let's face it, the people who are like coming over to that theater were like coming over to watch Fen or one of their siblings do some kind of presentation or performance, because Fen do music, and I don't know if the siblings do music, but more than likely, like, most rich kids get forced to choose a.
They do something.
Instrument of some kind.
One of them most definitely plays the therma. What is it called? The theremin.
Oh, the theremin? Yeah.
Yes, most definitely one of them plays the theremin. And the other one probably does something quirky like water glass rings stuff,
Actually, on that note, later on, if you click on the video I sent, it's an entire band that performs underwater.
Ooh,
Singing and
Nice.
everything.
I've seen that.
very nice.
It's haunting.
Anyway,
So
that's where we are.
is the episode. Thank you all for showing. No, I'm just kidding.
Just a quick tour around Fen's house. It's fine.
We'll see you next week.
So
On
that note-
D&D.
on that note, let's kind of retcon. So they were at breakfast, and mother gave them, encouragement. Do what you need. Do what the house is yours. Obviously, it is Fen's, and you are a guest of Fen, so wherever you need to be, wherever you need to go, it is all yours. Do what you want. And she left, take the twins to school, and Bodrick attended your needs. The 30 minutes while Grandma was gone, we'll say, Grandma, when you thought you had made the correct turns to get down to the main floor, you made a right, and then a left, and then another right when you should have gone left. You found yourself in an interesting area. You found yourself in a multi-sided room. It's not quite circular. It is not octagonal, but I want to say it's like six-sided, hexagonal. There is a walk-around border, and then there are 4 freestanding walls. They're not load-bearing. And as you walk around, you notice portraits. It looks like an art gallery in a way. And there's a few sculptures here and there, but they're crafted sort of hastily. You don't have to do a history check, but if you did, you would definitely notice these were child-made sculptures. Something done in primary years, the typical ashtray or bird feeder, birdhouse type of deal, but also a progression of getting much fancier with a few faces and sculptures of the like. You see photos of the whole family. You see the progression as from older to younger. You find the family when it's just 3. Fen's mother, father, and older brother when it's 4 of them. And it's the 2 older brothers, 5 with Fen, very young Fen, baby Fen. And then another when Fen is a older child. I want to say closer to 10. I forgot the age distance, but and then twins, one being held by each of the parents, and then a multitude of other different candid photos taken, as well as few moving pictures, kind of reminiscent of Harry Potter videos or GIFs, as we understand them, that just loop. Very many interesting moments. One that you'll probably lock in memory for later, that you notice that was a very poignant photo in the pool area. It looked like it was supposed to be a very standard, stand and say cheese kind of photo between Fen and their two older brothers, as the mother is off in the background with one of the twins and their little floaty device, and the other one is getting their floaty device put on them. And all the older siblings are in their teens, and then the twins are around 5. But in this moment, that was supposed to be the three of them standing next to each other, saying something like cheese. It is a moment afterwards that catches your eye, where Fen is not standing, but caught midair, flying sideways, what is going to be a very wet end for them. Their older brother, or oldest, tallest brother, standing next to them with a very forced smile that makes him look more guilty, an elbow that's sort of retreating back to their side, and then the other brother with their head turned in kind of a shock and surprise of what is just about to happen. And then you see a photo next to it of a very wet Fen, very angrily standing on the opposite end of where they were, and the three of them standing there with their choice of smiles. And this is just one of many moments that you witness in this little gallery before you are then running around even more, finding yourselves in a different location when Broderick finds you and returns you to the breakfast area before joining in with the rest. After the commotion, after the commotion of Grandma returning and joining everyone, as well as Nash joining everyone, and you guys have eaten for a few, there is a noise that pops up. Kind of like a chime, and one of the walls lights up, and the screen or the scenery changes. It no longer has the lighting, flowing atmospheric as the wall typically has. It stops around this display, and it shows the news. And a woman begins talking, or is continued talking as they went through their introduction, and goes, in sports, Diana the Onyx Miller is currently in the hospital after a successful rise to fame during this recent circuit of the International MMA or Organic Ring. While stable, she is in critical condition after a burnout fight with Victoria the Victor from the... I didn't write it down.
Nope.
Shark... Shit. Tony, help me remember. The shark...
I'm pulling it up to... Give me just a second, because I did not expect this quite yet.
Fucking... no, I wrote it down. Shark Kingpins. I was like, I'll remember that. No, I won't.
No.
The Shark Kingpins. Victoria of the Shark Kingpins. While their condition seems to be unknown, there are rumors that are spreading a certain new steroid is circulating through the organic and mixed organic MMA rings. Investigations to this matter have ceased further fights for the time being, as a number of injuries have occurred as of recent. Many fighters deny taking a substance to enhance their abilities, and others have responded with no comment. The Shark Kingpins themselves have denied access to what is the phrase? Comment on this matter. Declined. That fucking word. Anyways.
Oof.
And we await we're waiting for Diana's Miller to get a condition to improve before approaching with questions. In business, Charlotte de Beaumont has been denied acquisition of the Astor Industries tech for the third time in as many years. Her first attempt was to acquire the industry prior to the
Destruction?
No, brain. I didn't write all this down. I was just trying to make notes.
Bankruptcy.
I was trying to write all this down earlier, and my brain went ADHD. Nah. Y'all were like Baldur's Gate, and I'm like, ooh.
What's that?
What's that?
I've never played that in my life. I have no idea what this is.
No, we don't all collectively have well over 1,000 hours in this fucking game. No.
I haven't slept in days.
Collectively? I have almost 500 on my own.
First,
That's
it was
the reason I said collectively over 1,000.
There's so many zeros for me.
Now it's Baldur's Gate. We're fine.
All right, we got Minecraft coming up.
First attempt was with the Astor family directly. Second attempt was post the resign of the family, and this third attempt is with the new business associate currently holding the stakes. I don't fucking know. My brain.
The person who's currently running the company.
Currently running it, which I have a fucking name for it, but like
CEO?
The majority stakeholder?
No. The literal name to the CEO. I have it somewhere. Anyways.
Oh.
And I was gonna give that to you guys today, but I'll do that during the break. Anyways.
Frenchie Schrodinger.
Fuck
His
no.
name Jeff.
Gee, I wish we had channel points so I could name him myself. No.
No, fuck no.
I will personally Venmo anybody who wants to force a name 35 cents.
You know what? You can pay me. Pay me.
Worth it.
PayPal. I have a fucking PayPal.
Frenchie
Pay me.
Schrodinger.
Anyways, this recent embarrassment has speculation as to why Charlotte Beaumont is so keen on acquiring the Astor Industries. She has denied, or she has responded with no comment and denied any further questioning. Especially since the last attempt of acquiring the Astor Industries was followed by a break-in into one of the industry's facilities, leading with the death of a security guard and the mysterious disappearance of Lindsay Astor, a child of fucking A names. I don't have my family tree in front of me. Fuck, that's the problem.
The one that
Good
helped
news.
him or the one that wanted to destroy him?
I don't have the dad's name.
Yeah, you do. I gave you the whole family tree.
No, I mean, I don't have it on my paper here.
Right. Anywho.
I
give
know
the
all
name.
of my siblings.
I have a name on here that I don't know what it means.
Lindsay Astor has been missing for the last 2 years, and the family resigned to their loss and the anniversary to their funeral was last week. Now for the weather.
Super casual. Lots of things happened this week. For both of you.
Did you guys kill someone again?
That's at all what was going on in that. Lindsay is the one that helped you. Baldrick?
No, that was one of the other children.
Oh. Okay.
I was talking about with
Certainly, you're aware there were 3 of the Astor children.
I did not put that together. I thought there was just the 2, the one that wanted to, and then the other one. I'm trying to be subtle. Roderick's here, man. He'll tell on me. He is Mother's spy.
Sorry, we'll scrap him instead.
No.
You could ask him to leave.
You need someone gun? I'll make him gun for you, boss.
Not that kind of leave.
Please, Baldrick, no.
By the way, hints, that's gonna be an upcoming campaign, that voice.
Oh God, that's great.
Okay, I'm trying to catch us up on notes. Lindsay did what now?
Lindsay was
Died.
just another child.
Oh,
that died.
I can update the notes later.
Lindsay did die.
You chill and play. I will catch up the notes for everyone later.
I'm trying to get a base layer down. Anyway.
Okay. It probably would have been much easier if I hadn't stumbled so much. Sorry.
Nah, you're good, honey.
Yeah, it's all your fault.
If I hadn't forgotten and then remembered 10 minutes in and then tried to backtrack, that would have been helpful.
I have
Yeah,
paper
that's-
notes.
We
It's
could
fine.
just ask that our missing player watch the stream and take notes.
No, that'll never happen.
He'll never do
Anyways,
it.
continue, guys, continue.
Anyway, if I remember correctly, Granny, it wasn't your granddaughter in the fighting ring?
Yeah, she is. I messaged her trying to get her out. She hasn't responded to me.
Well, I mean,
Told her
this
to
is
watch
a
out for that
surefire way
trap.
to stop it, seeing as the season has prematurely ended.
Yeah, so as long as they're safe, that's all I care about. But yeah, I messaged them. It's like, hey, people are cheating. Like, not fair fights, and I don't want you to get hurt. So I need you to get out. But we'll see. I mean, they weren't part of that, right? I forget Viper's like proper name every time.
No, Viper is her fighter name.
Okay,
Or their
so she'd be
their
okay.
fighter name.
Fair fighter.
Yeah, so they have a proper name. They just don't go by it. Especially since she's she's an AFAB. So like, yeah,
Viper. Viper is what they are.
the Viper is who they are now.
So, yeah.
Like Viper is what you call them, but the Viper is their fighter name.
Okay.
So, like, PHE.
Okay.
Did we ask Roderick to leave? Or is Roderick still in?
No robots. Get on out.
I'm just verifying for Tony because Nash would know this being in the room, and Tony was busy trying to catch us up on notes and missed something.
We hadn't asked him to leave.
No,
yet,
not yet.
Okay. Gotcha.
But
It's coming.
it's probably coming. Yes, with how we operate. That or no, actually, Fen's going to be have everyone gather up and probably follow them to their room.
Yes.
Party time.
It's really not. It's basically a library room with a lot of instruments on the wall, with like weird little tech bits like partially taken apart.
Okay, so you all head up to Fen's
Fenrana's room.
personal room. Okay. A library of sorts with a bed.
Basically. Basically, the back wall would be fully a bookshelf with like a bed kind of stuck in it somewhere, and then the other areas would have like a wall with all of their instruments, and then a desk with like their computer, and then different projects that they had started back before. They were just like, this I don't enjoy this. Still partially taken apart on their desk. We should plan what our next moves are. We don't know 100% whether or not Baldric is in the clear, though sticking close to each other is probably better.
Before you go on, Nash is gonna look around. Are we sure that we're clear? That we're
Yeah.
good here?
Like your dad wouldn't hide anything in your room or something.
He's an asshole, but he's not that level of an asshole.
Roderick, can you hear from the door?
Roderick's not allowed in personal quarters. Unless called upon. It's a privacy thing. You wouldn't like someone randomly walking into your room.
True.
Robots
After
are
you-
people too.
Yes, most definitely. However, this is still my personal room.
Not for you guys.
I agree with us sticking close, but you think the university is going to let us, like, in with you? Because that was part of the problem earlier, is you didn't think they'd let us into some of the areas.
They won't let you into some of the areas. I know that very certainly. That being said, there are other areas if you wanted to come with, or you could find your own way around Auroran with some guidance. I could have some of the staff go with you, or not, because I know how we operate.
We're not the problem.
No, but we often run into the problem very violently.
We were locked up the last time for weeks. Had a little bit of pent-up anger, and we didn't want to take it out on each other. So...
Fair. Valid. However... It's a lot harder for me to hide the things that you do within the city that I work. Because they will get back to my bosses a lot quicker. And if you do them associated to me, 1, you'll be kicked out of Auroran. 2, I will lose my job and funding and ability to do any research. And I don't want to give Father any ammunition.
I mean, I didn't start that one, but I get where you're coming from. So...
Auroran is treading on ice currently with how we usually operate. It's very, very different from how Vorak operated. There's a completely different set of rules here.
I get it. So, what should we do? Is there anything we can do to like help you out other than not get into trouble?
I mean, there will be certain items at the academy you could look into with me, if that is okay with you, or there are things around the city that we could potentially look into. It's all up to how we want to split this.
I mean, I think we should kind of stick together, but, you know, I think this is one of the areas that we're probably a little safer right now. Because all they did was steal some information.
We continue thinking like that, and then we
You
split,
are
and things
very,
go wrong.
very, So Auroran is where all of not Vorak, Itheros's, well, most of Itheros's, temporary builds get sent. While there are safety procedures, there are always also accidents. It's a lot of big tech, a lot of big nature. Ruins a lot based off of how I've viewed the other city-states. So there's that.
So, what are you saying?
I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't want to tell you all to come with me because I know very likely you will all be bored. However, I don't see a way of where you guys could go otherwise.
Well,
Unless
and
you all can think of something.
historically, we've split up for any reason. It's not gone well for us.
No, I've lost everyone I've been split up with. I should not
Really?
be trusted with people.
Knowledge, yes. People, no.
Ah,
Well, I wouldn't go that far. Knowledge,
Well then.
The only time anybody disappeared with me was when Baldric wandered into a trap. So, but you're right.
Did anyone disappear with me? I know I disappeared.
you disappeared on me.
You disappeared.
You were the one. You disappeared,
was
and everyone, everyone disappeared from you.
I just keep losing people. It's fine.
Shit.
Well, honestly, I think the more we have looking for certain things, the better in this situation, because this is a school and y'all are going to have a lot of things, like a lot of papers and shit, stuff that we can have access to even, I'm sure. Like articles and stuff that could
Lower
potentially
security
help.
grade stuff, more than likely, yes.
Yeah, so I think we should all try.
I mean, what if I mean, I don't like splitting up, but if we have to, I mean, wherever you got rich people, you usually have poor people that need some place to go because they're working for the rich people. So if you guys were to head to the academy,
You're
Then
just
I-
very uncomfortable around all of this, aren't you?
I mean, half these people.
I mean,
I
the academy's
understand.
probably going to be different than this. I'm sure the academy's not all rich kids, because it's just like it's
Yeah.
part of the culture to be smart here.
I don't like that
I'm-
face.
I mean, they're not all rich kids. Definitely not all like me. I definitely am
Not as
the
rich as I am.
my family is definitely one of the higher and families, mostly due to. Did I mention that my father built like half of the buildings in the city, or was responsible for like half of the buildings? Yeah, that comes with a certain level of pedigree. So,
I mean, there has to be like, no, not charity. What's the word? Scholarship students and stuff. Yeah, like where's
they're
the section that
mostly
those
from
guys hang
outside
out?
of Auroran. Tell me if I'm wrong here, Gears.
Yes, place.
No, you're not wrong. Most of them would be scholarships, considering how much it is to go to Auroran.
So most of the scholarships would be from outside of Auroran.
No, Auroran would supply some scholarships, but it is kind of like the competition you guys have witnessed in Ithros. Very much a funded thing where it's like, okay, we're going to have this competition and you guys show us what you got and we'll take your best. It is usually in Ithros that they hold them, but they will also hold them in Vorak and occasionally Warfburg. But also, I think the other two, Loyalists and Lil Hall, they'll hold them in all of the 6 city-states. The other 5. For Auroran, it's sort of like a indentured sort of thing, kind of like student loans, where, if you don't have enough money to go to the specific school that you want, you can apply for... Sponsor.
And you can
basically a sponsor, and then you pay him back with essentially labor. And it's usually like research related. So, but outside, most definitely scholarships, and it's just they recognize that talent can be found in places of. Not desperation, ambition. And of course, people with very low income can also have the highest ambition. So they're not like uppity, only the rich people, only our people. They know like underdogs can be a hell of a lot more accomplished than people who grew up in the area. So, yeah.
Do you think you might be comfortable, Nash, or should we try to do something else?
I mean, I've been uncomfortable for most of the time I've known y'all. Like, we're gonna be in uncomfortable situations. I'm not worried about that. But if we can't get in the first place, right? Because that was what we started the conversation with. If we can't get in, then it doesn't matter how uncomfortable or comfortable I am. We gotta find something else.
Okay, I get where you're coming from with that now.
And if we're doing that, then I say we play to our strengths. Baldric works with the hoity-toities. Ben is at home in Fen's place. You and me, though. I mean, to be honest, the grimier, the closer to regular for us, right?
Yeah, and they're probably even going to be a little too bougie for us.
So that's our people, right? And if we're gathering information, people of all types talk, and I mean, you see how these folks work with Roderick even. People who think they're on top of the world let shit slip because they don't think the people around them are actual people. So we can see what's talking. I don't even know what we're really here to talk about, like what we're trying to find. I don't know if that's going to be helpful at all. It's an idea though.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like here our best bet is going to be all the paperwork, because like the way I see it, if we go up to Roderick, I don't think Roderick's going to spill the beans on Fen's mom. for like little things that she said. You know, they're not like Baldric where they try to misbehave.
But if you got somebody else who's a little bit loose-lipped, you know.
I mean, are like, how likely is it for animatronics to be as snarky as Baldric?
One, I never said we were dealing with. Do we call them automatons? Or okay,
Automatons.
I don't. I
Automatons.
forgot the
That's what I
word,
meant.
Lord. It's fine.
That's a racist term, and we prefer you don't use it.
Okay,
No,
well, what
actually-
do you want now?
Actually, automatons are more preferred. Robots are a little more insensitive, but only to the robots who are actually aware of that. Most of them are not as conscientious as Baldric.
And
And, like,
the ones that are like real cool with each other, all call them each other Rob. When we get close enough, I'll give you guys Rob passes.
Okay.
Are there a lot of biologicals that are like servants here? I feel like these people are too like
I mean, not even
uppity for that.
It's not that there isn't a quote-unquote lower class. It's just the divide isn't so clean-cut. If you have knowledge, if you have something that can be put forth and nurtured in the academy, you will inevitably find a way to raise yourself up. It's we value knowledge. Money is, yes, nice, but the knowledge that can be used to expand is far more valuable.
So are we going to be able to find loose-lip people at bars and stuff?
Most
Like, you
definitely.
know.
I mean, it's still a city.
My first time in this place.
It's just I don't personally know anything about that subculture of Auroran. I never got into drinking, obviously, with our previous interactions. And you see where I grew up. I wanted for nothing and I didn't wander. Not in the way of city wandering, at least. I mean, I could tell you anything you want about the academy. I pretty much lived there constantly. Especially
I don't
during
know.
my apprenticeship.
It's just hard.
I mean, I still technically
see.
have a room there. I just figured we wouldn't all fit in a very small room. So here was probably better. Also, I don't think any of my stuff actually stayed there. Like, I have an assigned room, kind of. It's weird. Basically a bunk.
This whole thing's weird. So you think we can get into some of the, like, not as important documents?
Not as classified.
Okay. I think we should try. I'm going to try for that, personally. See if there's anything we can find on it. Anything at all. Maybe a mention of the anti-magic stuff in an article that would, like, intrigue someone outside.
Yeah.
To bring them in to steal it. That's like where my brain's at right now because I can't think of anywhere else I can
there
help.
was most definitely a leak of information within the academy. That there is no doubt to that because the knowledge of the solvent that is used to strip magic from items or strip magic items down to complete base is very much proprietary. That's something only Auroran had. Only knew Auroran who were a high enough level of security knew about. I only recently found out about it, and that's only because I became a lumen.
Fucking hell. Nash, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I can help look, I guess.
If you guys think your time is better spent talking to people, by all means, find people to talk to.
Well, if this is a shutdown, as you said, then not enough people are gonna probably know about it. I don't know that talking to people is gonna be a good bet there. I don't know.
Yeah, unless there's like a disgraced teacher somewhere. Like,
That
I don't think we're.
could be. Is there?
I mean, that... Do I, in recent knowledge, know of any teachers that, like, screwed up big? Like, big scandal, or got, like,
Tell us about the
disbarred?
teacher sex scandals.
Roll. Roll an intelligence.
This dice. Where is my intelligence? Would it be a history or just intelligence?
Yeah, we could do a history.
Fuck yes. Look, man, I'm always going for that bigger fucking plus, man. That is
Such a
an
bard.
11, so that's 16.
You think you might have heard a scandal a ways back, but it was not a professor that you had. It might have been a professor that one of your brothers had, but it's not anything of recent.
Nothing
Otherwise,
recent.
otherwise you're not sure.
Yeah. Nothing terribly recent. I mean, I think there was rumors a while back, but it wasn't any of my teachers, so unfortunately, I was very narrow viewed on my while studying. If it didn't have anything to do with me or a way to help me, I didn't pay attention too much. I am very, very narrow-minded when it comes to my area of subject. There's a reason why me and my father fight so much.
Seems like you and your father are more alike than you think.
I unfortunately know we're very much alike. Unfortunately, we also are very diametrically opposed on our belief system.
Okay. Well, Rick, it's early morning. Do you guys think that, like, I don't know. I'm
What time
so
is it? It's after
lost.
breakfast, so like, right?
Yeah, so it would be let's say breakfast is around 8:30.
Yeah, because the twins have already been taken off to school.
Yeah, it's after 9, probably closer to 9:30.
I mean, the academy.
Do you guys think,
opens
like,
early?
yeah, let's head to the academy. Do you guys think that anyone would, like, go to the bar this early? Because otherwise
I
we'd be, like,
don't
looking
know
in
if there'd
coffee
be a
shops.
bar that's open this early. But I
I mean,
also don't know bars in this town. I mean, there are night owls that pretty much are heading to sleep now. Because, I mean, the bioluminescence around this area is still a thing that we study and focus on.
Yeah, this place confuses me.
Magic's fun. It influences the fauna and the flora.
How do you?
And
Weird question, but
yes.
do you have like an ID card or like a badgers at your chip? How do you get into places where you're like, right? You keep talking about like this clearance type thing, right? Like,
It's my chip. It's loaded with the ID that telling them that I am a lumen.
okay. I don't know if there's a way we can fake that on the quick.
No.
Yeah.
No, I need this job, guys.
So I'm going to intervene here. You'll recall that all the paperwork that you filled out before associates these people with you. Therefore, by extension, they are allowed to pass with you. They might not have the full clearance,
they're not going to have the full clearance and all that stuff. They're allowed in because they're attached to me.
Yeah, so they can go where you can go.
Is that what you were asking? My bad.
They can go where you go, and they can be beside you, and then you can access the files, and they could like look over your shoulder. But it is like, if anything happens to the information,
it's on me.
It's on you, and they will interrogate the people associated with you as well. They will track them down and be like, okay, which one of you was the leak? Mm-hmm. And yeah.
Don't worry, guys.
But no,
I brought my microfilm.
Yeah, so they can't access it directly, but knowing that they're associated with you, they could be in the room with you, or they could be in another location. But if the information gets leaked through your access, they're going to be looking at you, and they're going to be looking at everyone associated with you. Yeah.
Nash
Okay.
on a suit so we could wear a lapel camera.
Yeah.
So we could all go
We're all
together
carrying
and
different flavors
discuss
of
it.
microfiche.
Yes. I'm the only one who's allowed to access it, technically. But with you all being assigned to this, attached to me on the same assignment, I, up to my discretion, can disclose information.
So,
I just have to make sure you don't share it with the world. Please don't share it with the world.
And why would we do that?
I don't know.
To be fair, I'm not keen on sharing myself with the world.
That's fair.
I literally go by a fake name.
What?
We have talked about this.
We've gone over this. We've been over that.
We've talked about this.
Since when?
I haven't been important in years. So
Yes, well, neither
Well, I
was
mean, that's not
Hillmaker,
the
and
case.
look at where her information led to.
like my information stays between you guys, and I don't even want to tell Viper, who is my closest family member, I'd say, about this. So
Yeah.
the only other people that's gonna hear it is us from me, so I'm not sharing it.
There. So to the academy then, all of us.
Yeah, let's go have that discretionary party.
Woohoo!
I'm going to. I have to set up with Auron, don't I? Or can I just go? I can't remember.
You can join Aaron. He's expecting you.
That's right.
Expected.
In that case, I'll just send him a quick message that we are heading that away. That way he has a better idea of when we're going to arrive.
Okay.
And go.
Yep. You receive a response. Ooh, words. Confirming your arrival. And they look towards it. Look forward to it. And everyone leaves the room, leaves the mansion, the estate, into the Rickmobile, and you guys head on down the long driveway, through the gates, back onto the main road. And as you head out, the city starts to come into view again, and you are returned with the vision that is Auroran, which is spires and spires of buildings, looking very similar to either icicles or crystals that have been neatly formed, kind of like selenite, with the many different sides that are just straight up and down from next to each other, all looking like crystals or shiny stalactites, and like I said, icicles. It was a beautiful display.
Shiny pointy things.
Shiny pointy buildings.
Very sparkly.
And as you get closer and closer and the buildings begin to surround you, it is a beautiful city. Light just bounces all over the place, but it's not extremely bright. It's
there aren't any shadows, but it's not like blinding.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't have the glare effect that you get from when the sun hits, car windshields and goes straight into your eyes. It is dusted. It's speckled. It's everywhere, but it's nowhere. It's not blinding, and is very, very orchestrated to do this particular light display, both aesthetically, but also apparently keeps the area cool as well. You're not finding that once you enter the city, the temperature changes at all. It's still quite nice, and of course, not blinding you. This is very intentional, very, very purposeful with the architecture. The ground that you drive into, there is almost no difference between after you get off the road from the outer rural areas more into the city. You notice the texture is more corrugated, but it is a translucent corrugated plastic. And there's no difference between the road and the sidewalks, save for a very particular pattern of LED lights. There are LED lights that direct the flow of traffic, LED lights that direct the flow of pedestrians, walkways, lights that blink in front of you, letting you to go forward or backward, or forward, stop. There are no overhead stoplights. It's all on the ground. The sidewalks, there are white lines, the dividers of yellow, and then, of course, there are arrows in front of your vehicle that light up green, red, and yellow for when you need to stop and traffic needs to flow. The city is also really clean. You'll recall that when you were back in Vorak, they had recycle containers. They had compost containers, which we typically call trash, but there was organic, inorganic, metal, plastic, paper, all the types. And occasionally, since you were there for a little over a week, you did see the collector bins that come around and trash vehicles. In Ithros is a little closer to what we would have seen, a
Dumpsters.
wet, some dumpsters, some regular trash, and the occasional wet, rotting newspaper in the gutter. Voluntarily clean, but also sort of on the questionable side. And you guys skirted Wharfburg. But also with the aesthetics of Ithros, there were areas that were rusting, but only aesthetically rusting. You would find areas where there was rust, and then there was oxidation, purposefully allowing it to go in that direction. But also, because it rusted, parts need to be replaced. So therefore, a new part would be put in its place, and it kind of like those fenced areas or the fence housing where it's unstained, untreated wood, and you see the arch of the sprinklers that have worn it down, and then occasional newer plank right in the center. That was Ithros. But Auroran does not have any of that. You see a lot of robots. There are trash containers that go around scooping up debris on the ground, but also as containers themselves. So anybody who walks by throws a piece of trash into it, and it continues on its little route, kind of like a very tall Roomba. Yeah, Roomba. Very, very tall Roomba.
The vacuum pet.
Basically, yeah. So it's pulling stuff all along from the ground, but it also has an open top for anybody to pitch things in, and they all are different colored, multicolored, just like the ones you saw in Vorak.
It's an R2D trash can.
It is. It is very much so. With little brushes that rotate in front. And then you'll see an occasional robot doing the similar thing on the walls. They are climbing up and climbing down on walls and
Oh. Rev just disappeared.
Yeah, they
He
posted
went-
on the chat that that
I saw that. Yeah, they're back.
Hopefully we get everything.
Cleaning
But yeah.
cleaning walls and cleaning windows. Very nary. You don't see any people doing that kind of work. As you're going along, you go through and around the city down to the main area. You pass by a large, what looks like anybody. So I'm going to describe it for you guys, but I don't think your characters have any idea of what coral looks like. But there is a building, huh?
Except for
Fen, yeah. There is a building that looks very, it's round, and you can't see it from above, but it would definitely set off someone's, fear of holes, if you were to look down from above. But
phobia?
the tetraphobia. So yeah, it looks like there's saucers, I guess kind of like mushrooms that come out from a tree. That is what you see, and it is it's very highly fancy.
Fancy.
It is labeled as the main government building. And then as you go around that area, past a few libraries, there are probably as many libraries in this city as there are churches in the south. One on every corner.
That's amazing.
It's like Starbucks.
Some with coffee houses. Some are coffee houses. A lot of them are like general one-stop shops with libraries, or libraries with everything you might need. And kinds of like reading areas. A lot of them have physical books. Many of them have them digital, and it's just areas to connect to and see a lot of people sitting and talking. Sorry.
No.
And there it is, the university. A very centralized, very busy area. There's a lot of roundabouts in the area for a non-traffic no traffic light area. There's a lot of roundabouts and doing a lot of circles to get up close to the area. And as you get closer and closer, you find it's very labyrinthy in a way to get to an area to park.
Ben is trying their best to help, but also probably not the best help.
Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna be able to find my way back in if we leave this place.
I did mention that it was huge. I might have understated it.
Yeah, I got lost in your house this morning.
Oh. Maybe just stick close to me. I don't...
Wait, did your family always pick on you?
What?
It looks like your siblings picked on you a lot. Found some pictures.
Oh. Harad and I are very adversarial. It's gotten worse and better over years. It just kind of depends on the day and whether or not he's pissed me off. Or I've pissed him off. He was the one that helped me with Baldrick's parts, actually. So, I mean, it's complicated.
Family's complicated. It was a cute picture, though. Looking at your little angry face in the pool.
Yes.
You guys should have seen it. I should have taken a picture.
Or not. At all. Not at all. And thankfully, you don't know how to get back to there, so I can get rid of it before you do.
Actually, Fenrana wouldn't absolutely know that the photos in that gallery get recycled, kind of like seasons. Mm-hmm. So you could just make a phone call or order Bodrick
I can make something disappear.
Be like, hey,
change that one real quick for me. Just anything that doesn't include me getting pushed into something.
Yeah, location 2-7C. Please put it. Yeah,
change it, please, me. I have friends over. Don't embarrass me here, man.
And considering that you're coming out of the summer season, because it is a photo of a pool. Yes, it's going to be changing soon here within a couple of weeks. So
the next one's going to be a leaf pile.
Change it a little bit earlier than usual, just so that one can be gone. Please, buddy.
You're no fun.
Absolutely. Will do. Go ahead.
But yeah.
So as you arrive to the university, the port where you park, the whole area is a series of circles and rings. Large center down. It's almost like if you were to take a what is it? The spiral, like, conch shells?
Yeah.
Split it in half. And yes, it gets smaller and smaller, and it's... but there are certain areas where there is a divider, and it goes straight to the center. There's like 4 of those. As well as a few that cut in between here and there. So like the outer layer to the inner layer to the even further inner layer. There's about 12 rings that do this. These are all buildings, and they all have very specific departments, very specific areas of expertise, and you would have to read a map if you wanted to know specifically what areas are which.
Even Fen for the areas that they didn't have to go to.
Yeah.
Like, that one's that way, I think.
There are definitely areas Fen has never been to. Areas that Fen has been to once. And then areas that they've gone to occasionally, especially for like large group gatherings, as it is part university, part culture hub. Even though there is a government building, there are also a lot of government meetings held here as well.
Welcome to the academy.
Is your professor gonna meet up with us? Like, are we gonna meet this person, or?
Owen? Yeah, we're supposed to go meet him. He's my advisor, technically, in the Lumen job. He's the one technically responsible for me. And so most of my requests have to go through him to the higher-ups. Anyway.
Well, what do we need to know about meeting this, look?
Owen?
Is it Arwen or Orin? Or
Arwen.
Arwen. Okay.
Like, R like a pirate and then win?
ARWEN.
Arwen from Auroran. Got it.
I've never thought of that. Oh no.
We'll be pouring into the office of Arwen from Auroran.
Yes.
Rip roaring good time.
It's similar to that of a bird. A wren?
A wren.
A wren is a bird.
A wren. Sorry. Arwen.
No, you're pronouncing it right. But it's just so anybody else watching knows it is derived from a bird name.
I'm technically saying it a little bit weird, but that could just be accent. It's fine.
Yeah, if it's a wren, you're flipping the R and the W to Arwen.
Yeah. Arwen. Yeah.
Instead of Arwen.
It's fine.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. The letters are flipped. So just a little, D&D DM stuff. Anyways,
Arwen.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's a wren is a wren is WREN for the bird. WREN. Flip the W and the R, put an A in front of it, and that's the professor.
Name. So that's technically it's.
Yeah,
Either way, off we go. Fen starts leading the way to Aaron's office.
This is gonna be interesting.
I mean, he's the one who actually helped me find my focus. On top of the fact that he took a great deal of interest into my dreams and the surrounding meanings they could have, do have. It's complicated.
That is your catchphrase.
It really is.
it's complicated.
Put it this way. The psionic abilities that I've demonstrated, the mind link and stuff like that, that's not common here. Many in my family don't even have that ability.
That's pretty cool.
I am an anomaly. And I'd rather like to know why.
I hope that stuff was trained.
Good
So
deal
do
of
you
it
not
is.
have any ideas about it?
I know it has to do with my dreams. I know someone is there, but I don't know what or who or why. The dreams are very muddled most of the time, and I can only assume what they mean. Taking inference. And unfortunately, there's not anyone, at least not in recent history or recorded, in my family who shared my abilities that we know of. And I've never run into anyone else who can do it.
I mean, that's not saying much with society right now. There's probably a couple more people that have just been like outcast because of it. Because look at what they tried to do to me when I mentioned magic. Like,
That's very different, though. Within Auroran, it's very well known that magic still is very alive. It's not as sought after as technology because technology has taken over for the most part, but it's still. I mean, Aron's the one who taught me. He showed me everything I know, for the most part.
I'm just saying, like, someone could be associating it with something else. Just not seeing it.
True. Very true.
Like, we're in strange times right now because you got some people that think magic's not real and others that
Think magic's the only
100%.
way.
Yeah. And then there's others that apparently think that having mechanical parts is wrong.
Yes.
So we'll work on it.
Yes. It's
But
fun little quirks of our group.
yeah, we're not exactly normal.
No. None of us.
I mean, we try to be.
We try.
We're really good at it.
No,
We're very not.
We try to blend in. I don't think we try to be normal. If we tried to be normal, some of
We're
us would at
asses
least
for human.
try.
Which, by
Like
the
the
way,
most
I
normal-
don't know if I mentioned this. Fen did dress out in their more formal clothes from their house
Okay.
because trying to look good for a job.
So the rest of you will notice that Fen is wearing something similar to the day you met them.
No, because what they
Or
told me,
former.
my formal attire is. I can share it in chat once see.
Even more formal than that? Okay.
No. So like when they first met me, it was more my traveling clothes because it was still like what I wear usually with the coat and the loose baggy everything.
Right.
With like my tighter, more form-fitting stuff underneath. Right now is I have a like more form-fitting shirt with like something loose and drapey over top of it.
Okay.
That is of a little bit higher quality in clothing.
Gotcha.
But yeah, here, one sec. Also, power heels, because power heels.
Power heels. Everyone loves power heels.
Let me see if I can share it with.
They make me feel
No.
pretty.
They make me feel so pretty.
Pretty.
The only heels I like are the thick kind. Chonky.
Like I'm thick.
Click.
I have one pair of stilettos I like, but I can't wear them, basically.
Do you guys want to go on a break? And then we be back?
Oh, I wasn't
Welcome
ready yet.
back. Hey, too bad.
you
We're
didn't
back.
Fuck you very much.
Nobody's eeating corn here. I don't know what you're talking about.
What are you talking
very
about? No one's got
talking about
corn.
cornholes.
Not use cornholes
Anywho.
specifically.
Anywho, yeah, welcome all.
It's fine.
It's fine. Welcome all back. We're back. So the crew is heading into the university, which is like the center of a conch shell, spiral little area. As it gets smaller and smaller towards the center, most of traffic seems to be headed on the outer rim, but it looks just as busy on the inside. But you're not sure because it's quite small in there. Who knows? As the crew is going down the sidewalk into the many, many spirals, you guys see that there are people walking. There are people who are immobily moving. They're on moving sidewalks that go with the flow. Most of the moving sidewalks are in the circles, so they are rotating around, kind of like the circular part of baggage claim, if it were a sidewalk. And then, so the traffic is moving sideways, some are going straight in, and you guys spot, sort of in the distance, so those of you with better perspective than others, or passive perspective. Perception. Fucking, you could have just let it go. You could have just let it go.
I thought you were making a short joke, honestly.
Passive perception. We'll see it before the rest. A little dot getting closer and closer. Figure getting larger. Coming straight for you guys. They are on a hover disc. Looks like it's pretty large, could hold maybe 2 people. There is a stand that they are holding onto, much like a Segway. And this individual, as it gets closer, male, distinctively, tall, darker skinned, mohawk with teal for the color. Sides are shaved, if not trimmed closer to the head, and a goatee that goes down about an inch or so from the chin. And they are wearing he is wearing a suit with a black suit and stars all over it. Some constellations on some areas, and a black tie and cuffs. Very formal, very nice. And he has this large smile on his face as he approaches. Says, Fenrana, greetings. Welcome. So glad to see you again. So glad you made it.
Hello. Oh, dogs.
Puppy.
Wahaha. Hi there. Do I?
This is, you recognize this as your professor. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that.
You forgot to mention that, yeah. You never actually described him to me.
I did not.
You've left me very in the dark to what this man looks like.
You've never asked.
I've never asked, but like also. Yeah, hello. These are my associates, and I'm gonna go through the line and like introduce everyone.
Amazing. Greetings. Welcome. Thank you so much for accompanying Fen. Lovely to have you. Please, welcome. Would you care to join? And he presses a button on the display, and the ring outside expands to twice the circumference, and then there are metal discs that come up from underneath to fill in the distance between the former inner ring to the newer outer ring, and it can accompany 5 people on there.
I'm just gonna like step on and like wave everyone else on.
Did we meet Boston at home? Or can it accompany?
I'm assuming Boston's been.
It'll look. Let's say it accompanies 6. I did for
later. This will be coming in, so I'm just asking the question.
Yeah, we never.
Boston came with 5 more people.
He's just been in awe.
He's been doing the stoic bodyguard thing. It's fine.
Yeah. And of which, as the disc that is going to support you all is larger, the handle display that he has also surrounds half of the circumference in front, so others may be able to hold on to as well.
I'm gonna take a cautious step forward, because I imagine I have not seen anything like this.
No, you probably haven't. And he is hovering perhaps about 4 inches from the ground, so it is you are able to step up. It's not too tall for your size.
Oh goodness, I didn't even think of that.
Granny would have to like jump.
Yeah.
Not 4 inches. He was considerate enough to come down to the lowest level before landing.
Considerate. But yeah, I'll, like I said, I'll hop on and I'll like wave everyone on. Come on, this is the easiest way to get back to his office rather than walking the... How long was it on foot? It's like half an hour, isn't it?
If you don't stop, yes. It's quite an intricate maze we have here, but it is home. Do the rest of you board?
Yeah, Nash will step up.
Step up, and I'm gonna like grab onto Nash's like pants as my grip.
And it's like just
You know
super
how, like,
relaxed on here. It's fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, like a little kid does to like someone, like the back of his shirt or like
Nash would
part of
offer a hand,
something.
for the record.
just like
He's like, no, don't make it obvious. Hold on.
yeah. I'm talking like Inosuke with freaking Tanjiro.
Oh yeah.
Just like that little grip where it's just like, I'm scared.
I'm scared. Hold me.
Okay, so with the rest of you on board, he kind of like a motorcycle turns a handlebar and you lift up, and then you turn around and head on towards the center, or one of the further in rings. You notice that the colors of the building do slightly change distinctively as you go into the inner circle, somewhat to divide them in a way from one another. There are different tones of whites, shades of pastels. Not sure what they mean yet, but they're definitely an organization to the layout of the sorts. And Ren does the small talk, you know, hope your travel wasn't too harsh. Hopefully, Ed does ask about the illness a little bit.
They wouldn't let me get anywhere near it, which almost had me using father's name, but also no, ew.
That's understandable. You wouldn't want too much on your plate. I wouldn't want you to be just too distracted from your current pursuit.
But, it ticked a couple of things in my brain while I was there. It was literally focused on technology while I'm going after a cult that focuses on technology being evil. It seems a bit too coincidental.
Understood. We do have a team looking into that as well. We have assembled a few of our initiates to hopefully get under that. Unfortunately, they were not able to enter the city-state until after quarantine was lifted. So, frustrating on both ends.
Tell me about it. I was locked locked up for 7 weeks, unable to do anything other than read a book. And I vaguely waved the journal. That, well, interesting. Not exactly what I was looking for.
Really?
So it's basically Hillmakers, everything that the Academy didn't take of Hillmakers.
Oh, so you were able to meet with Hillmaker. That's
was.
wonderful.
Thank you again for the information on them.
Absolutely, absolutely. How is she doing? She's quite up there.
She's doing fantastic, actually. She's a sweetheart.
She always.
I did advise her to maybe not, especially with where her research was standing within the current thing. She might have contacted you to kind of not tell people where she lived.
Her records are on a need-to-know basis currently. It is not top secret. It's not classified. But anybody outside of the university is questioned if they are asked about her. Considering how long she's been retired, it's not likely anybody needs her currently outside from what you are looking into. So those inquisitions are scrutinized for sure.
Of course. But yeah, I did give her a little bit of a heads up that to be cautious.
Sure.
Who she shares information with currently.
Absolutely.
Not giving her the full picture, obviously, because she doesn't need to worry about this, especially at her old age.
Do you think her life is in danger?
I don't believe so. It's more of just she was the one who was looking into this first, and then suddenly it's being used. Maybe checking up wouldn't be the worst idea every once in a while.
Well, currently time is on her side, as she hasn't been in the school for over 40 years. So the association may only be with those who are within the university.
Fair.
But if they got access to that stuff, shouldn't they have access to their research too and be able to put 2 and 2 together?
Perhaps.
It depends on their security clearance, honestly.
And depends on what they were looking for. If they're looking for the material and not the researcher, she could be quite safe.
And completely overlooked.
If they are...
There's so many
Yes.
loose ends with this currently, and
It is understandable and quite frustrating when you are early on in a investigation. You don't have enough information, and especially one as widespread as the one you have. Most of the cases we have are self-contained within the city-state. Breaches of contracts, that sort of thing, usually are within a local area.
no, I have a cult who ran off to another city-state, who I have to follow. Yay.
Who killed a lot of children.
Killed a lot of children, abducted even more children, and we are under a bus currently.
Yes. We
Sorry.
there have been several difficult cases. Yours is not the first.
I know, it's just of all the ones for me to stumble into first.
This is true. As he says this, you guys turn around the corner and head in towards an inner. I don't want to say inner circle, but like the center of a midway point of one of the inner circles, and hovers up to what would be the 3rd floor, docking to a platform that is large. We'll say a 40-foot area, and kind of like a area where you would like a landing pad for a helicopter, and lands down and disables the hover part, and you guys all dismount, and he walks you in towards the hallway, and it's just as beautiful and decorated inside as the outside. And he goes down the hallway and a couple doors and takes you to his office, which looks like a grand living room.
Yeah.
There's quite a few couches and
there they are.
Yeah, quite a few couches and chairs, a desk in the back of the room. Quite a few windows. You can see the bustling university floor beyond him. An aquarium in the wall. Going around a side. The shape of the room is kind of like a heart shape. The part you come in is the wider part, and then it comes down to a point at the back, which is where the desk is. It's a semicircular desk. Please, make yourself comfortable. And there's a mini kitchen. Fridge, microwave.
Man's lives here, basically.
Basically, everything except for a bathroom and a pot. And he gets over to his desk and pulls up, presses a button, and then you see a projector screen come up. It is transparent, except for the sign-in, login information. Then he swipes his chip and starts hitting the desk for access to the files.
Yeah.
All right, Fen, I'm going to need your sign-in. Let you know, and of course your associated sign-in, and then does a verbal ID, kind of like Edna mode.
Yeah.
It asks for ID. He says his name, full name, and then asks for your ID. And you say your full name.
Yeah.
And then the screen comes up, classified. He enters a few number of key points. And it says, or is it Destia Hill?
Destia Hillmaker.
Hillmaker, yes. Destia Hillmaker. Well, isn't that interesting?
What?
It clicks over that shows login. Seems that the file was accessed recently.
By who?
Looks like
immediately like over his shoulder.
You see your login, and then Aren's login, and then prior to that, a 8th month late login, and then one prior to that would be about 20 years. The 8th month ago login shows a Lindsay Astor.
Lindsay
Isn't
Astor.
that the one that was just
The one that's supposed to
missing?
be dead.
Apparently. Is that the same?
I'm gonna look at Baldric. You're muted.
You're muted.
Damn it! Mind your own business. You don't need to know what I was saying.
Baldric's not here either.
It's the very same.
This is...
We literally saw a thing on the news this morning about how it was this 2-year anniversary of her death or disappearance, and they assume she's dead.
Hold on.
Yep.
Hold yourself there.
Okay.
He.
He is dead.
You homophobe.
Okay, well. I apologize. I misgendered Lindsay.
Yeah.
I might have done that earlier. I'm sorry. Maybe I didn't. I don't know.
For the sake of my argument and personal righteousness, I'm going to say you got it right.
Okay. I'm the only one that fucked it up.
That's right. I might have said they. Anyways, point is,
Either way.
Aren, this is an interesting development.
They went
Did
here?
you-
He went here?
Well, yes, the Astor family are quite prominent in,
Yes, I know they're quite prominent, stupid assholes. That's
Damn.
My
That's an
family is talking
issue.
about.
the family has been students for at least 2 generations that I'm aware of.
Are they
the
still
children
going here?
currently.
Hang on one moment, and he pulls up an attendance list, and no Astors currently.
Okay.
So the previous children and their parent?
Looks like we had a Lindsay Astor. We had a Clint. No. Green. Cameron. We had a Cameron store. Looked like we had an application from a Blair, but was never fully realized. And then a Lucas store, which is the father.
Okay. Fun. Does lead me to the next question. How does Lindsay Astor have the clearance?
That is a good question.
Do you not, like, take people out of the system when they die?
Unless they didn't
Their
die.
death was never confirmed.
To log in, they would have to have their chip. They would have to have his
Yeah.
chip.
If they were missing, I feel like that's one of the things that they should have put a flag on.
If they are dead, they would not be using their chip, and if they are missing, it usually is not an issue.
Unless, of course, they went missing to go join a cult.
Or someone just got their body part.
There's also that. I'm kind of hoping that they're alive, though.
A
'Cause that would make this easy.
dismembered chip would be difficult, but not impossible.
Just to
Yeah,
because this cult does have a history of taking body parts. Lindsay didn't happen
they?
to have mechanical parts, did they?
Baldric, you would.
Baldric again.
Augmented, whatever the actual word is. Nash would probably use that here, but Tony said mechanical.
Yeah, do they?
Actually, let's see. Do a history check.
Oh, I have to roll dice
You
in
do?
my D&D
to roll
game.
dice.
Gross.
Ickies.
You.
I guess I'll take a 14.
A 14. Okay.
For the child that he
you-
helped raise.
You remember that this family is very
I don't know what they got.
they're very pro technology, which is the biggest controversy within the family because of Lindsay's preferences. But they also are of the elitist, so having very minimal technical augmentations. It's a hypocritical thing, but it's So if the children could avoid any augmentations, the parents would prefer it. Though if they did have it, it would be the highest top and of course, being the company founded on nanobots, they would be the most discreet. Meaning you would not know that they were augmented unless you scrutinized it.
He wouldn't be in any way obviously augmented.
There's also the fact that the other cult members who were augmented forcibly in prison.
I thought that was like changed to the abilities.
We don't even really know what that was. Like, they changed their blood to oil.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, I forgot about that one guy. Your old classmate. It wasn't oil, wasn't it just like a different color?
No,
Please, enlighten me.
I think I may have misunderstood
fucking
this.
hell.
Actually, this was a story of a story. Excuse me, Fen, you have a better memory than I do.
Deception. Tony, I need you to roll for deception.
Everything that he has said is technically true, but also, sure.
Persuasion, whatever you wish to go for, since you're like on the borderline, but
Let's be honest, deception is actually much better. That's a 10.
Why are you so good at deception then, buddy?
Literally fake name.
No idea. It definitely isn't a hidden identity by any means.
Are you Batman?
Ren looks at you and has that one eyebrow look of no. That's
May have left.
Please, Fen, elaborate.
I may have left a couple of things out in the interest of keeping people safe.
Go on.
Oh, sorry.
Do you perhaps remember I can't remember their last names. Do I remember their last names? One sec.
Probably because I didn't give it.
Seems so long ago.
It was. NPCs. I did not give it.
Okay, cool. I probably also don't know it, because I just knew Xylo from class.
Yeah.
Do you remember a Milo? Had a twin named Xylo, who might have come here a while back?
A Yinwin? Say yes.
Yes. Say yes. Yes. Well, so Milo ended up in prison with some of the cultists that we have recently come up against. Do you remember how they were distinctly drow?
Yes. I believe only one of them applied, and he pulls up an attendance.
It was Xylo. He
yes.
had classes together. Yes. Milo is no longer a drow.
How so?
I don't know, but they did something to him in prison.
What was he in prison for?
False allegations?
Oh, was he? And he does a little more, and it comes up with their profiles. Shows basically IDs, like driver's license. Shows Milo and Xylo Yinwin. Milo, the wood elf or regular elf, who was in attendance for several years and has postponed their internship for personal reasons, and then pulled up a Xylo drow elf, Yinwen, of being arrested. Information. And suspicion of leaking evidence. The very thing that Lindsay seems to have done.
Yes.
It's their trial date was postponed due to insurrections and paperwork. Not insurrections. That's not the word I wanted. Anyway, so postponing because of paperwork and attorney files and whatnot, until there was a jailbreak in the penitentiary that they were at, and they have gone missing. Well,
there is no way in hell. What was done to him was done consensually.
Yes, absolutely.
And therefore, I found it not in the best interest of both him and Auroran to give him back. I know where they are. I was going to talk to you about it later, glaring at Nash and Ramita.
I mean,
You can't blame us.
I mean, you can.
He totally can!
Hey, I didn't say anything about the people involved. Just that we learned some things.
Either way, we found substantial evidence saying that the jail in which they were incarcerated in, or he was incarcerated in, was forcibly experimenting on its prisoners.
Well, if that is the case,
Which
they
gives
have
a lot more credence to the cult that hates technology.
Not to mention, they definitely have use of magic, so if they do, they could keep a body part looking good.
But either way, so the oil was more. His blood isn't blood anymore.
this makes no sense.
It really doesn't. I really don't know what to make of it.
You're saying that this cult is against technology, but then you found an individual that you know whose body has been replaced with a machine.
I don't know if it quite body been replaced with machine, or just they screwed him up real good. They screwed him up real good.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have
to talk to you in person about that rather than anything online, because it's complicated. Which seems to be my running slogan.
Yeah, someone has to keep track of that.
He couples his hands together in front of his face and looks into space. He's not looking at any one thing. Angled down at his desk. Well, first and foremost, I can take what we have learned recently of Lindsay Astor and apply it to Xylo's case. Hopefully freeing him from penalties of escaping from prison. Perhaps
should we really be waived with the whole human experimentation on him anyway? Because, like, I would run. I would also blow up the prison, but that's a whole other problem.
One step at a time, unfortunately. He is an escapee from prison. If what you say is true, that there have been experiments, unfortunately, we would have to bring him in order to question him to actually pursue
Okay.
that.
Fair.
But as of right now, we say he is safe.
He's safe. He's safe. I know where he is. Well, no, I don't know exactly where he is. I know how to get in contact with him.
He's in a
Right.
safe place with some trustworthy people, it seems like.
Yes.
No doubt his brother knows where he is. And if his brother is anywhere half as smart as his record shows, he is not going to be seen anytime soon either. But I can at least get his trial situated before we
Approach him?
pursue and approach him. Perhaps that might alleviate some of the stress and need for being basically in witness protection, it sounds like. However, if you say what you say is true and he has been transformed, here's what concerns me. No android or surrogate or cyborg has any sort of oil for blood transfusion.
Exactly.
There is usually typically no need for it. Our artificial hearts can circulate regular blood just as normal as any other of the android organs that we've created or discovered to automate.
Yes.
If what you say is true, I suspect that they have become, or he has been created to be the very first transhuman or transhumanoid, of which is highly illegal.
Yes.
It is the number one most agreed upon wrongful doing of all the 6 nations.
Especially when it's not consensual.
It usually is non-consensual. There are very few people who would undergo such a task
happy?
willingly. Those who would willingly go under it are redeemed or deemed highly problematic and, well, are kept from doing such things. They're usually kept in isolation and removed of any positions of power that they have, especially once found out. Many high security prisons will have them if they we don't have any, to be honest. There is nobody on lockdown for that crime, if that tells you anything.
Yes.
If they were, they'd be in high security prisons, much like the one that they were in.
No, much even that is
Even more.
Yes.
I
Where
can't
my
remember what level of security, to be honest with you.
where
We've
Milo
never
was
We've never discussed how high of a security was, but it was, think,
I guess it
If-
can't
if
be that
any-
high, they did have 2 prison breaks.
yeah.
I,
Think if anybody were to do this, they would be in an equivalent of Azkaban.
no one gets to talk to them, no one gets to see them, they don't get to see anybody. They're locked
Isolation,
up
yeah.
in a box for the rest of their life.
Like Wizards Azkaban for Harry Potter. That's where they would be. They would be highly. You're not going anywhere, and you will probably go insane through the ways that they go to keep you there. But there isn't anybody who's locked down to that point because it's never gotten to that point, because either A, those who've gotten away with it, got away with it, or Most likely. It is restricted and nobody is allowed to get that far, as all surgeries are recorded.
Mhm.
So, the most anybody can go is symbiote, and those are for extreme cases where people are like quadriplegic. Yeah. Think
Their body no longer work.
yeah, like the dude who shit. Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking would be a symbiote where they're in a bed, and then there's an android walking around with their capabilities. That is the most anybody's allowed. But even then, the human body or the humanoid body is
Still present.
and whole. Or I think like Avatar. That too.
Mhm. They're basically neural link into another body.
Yep, exactly. That's the only suitable alternative. And most people are okay with that, so that's also why they don't have any transhumanoids walking around. Well, I will... I can help you.
A lot of interesting things while I was away. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, don't be this is quite a pickle you found yourself in.
Oh, trust me. I tried to drink it away. Drinking is horrible.
Yes, please don't. That's
Tried is a strong word.
I tried to take a shot. It did not work. It came back up and it was just bad. It was very bad and I spent a night in a room.
not everyone is able to have alcoholic drinks and be able to be inebriated.
It would be so much easier.
Let's change the topic.
Yeah, I would.
Please, thank you. Greatly appreciated.
Sorry.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
as far as this, like, as far as Milo and Xylo are concerned, we're not pursuing that, so we can leave that off the table for now. This information does not go beyond these walls. It will not go onto any records unless it's necessary. And when it becomes necessary is if we were to find another individual who's received the same treatment as Xylo.
I don't know if they've received the same treatment, but I do know that they've been forcibly augmented. One of them can
There's
shoot
a
light.
body.
I mean, they were forcibly doing a lot of things, right?
Seemingly,
Turn
yeah.
children into adults.
Talking about the prisoners who are leading the cult rather than the children. The children is a whole other subject that he already knows about.
Yes.
Yeah, there's that body then. Like, you could have that transferred over here.
I actually had the autopsy and all that such sent. He has the report.
Yes, we have files and records of that.
But those people literally tried to lock me up for the mention of the magic. I don't quite
That's
trust
because we were in
them.
Borak. That's because we were in Borak.
This is
When
when
they're religious AF.
this is where you get the very first palm face of Red. Is like, oh my god, you said magic. You said magic in Vorak.
Yeah.
Religion.
Yes.
Religion is. There's a reason why the twins looked down on Boston. As soon
because
as he
they
mentioned
believe
he was a paladin.
Magic is viewed differently in the different six of the 6 city-states. Where are you from exactly, Ramita?
I mean, it's kind of the outskirts, but I'm from...
Wartburg.
I know the name. Wolfburg.
Wolfburg.
Yeah,
Wolfburg.
Wahlbergs.
Wahlbergs.
Outskirts
World.
of Wartburg. I've lived there for over 100 years.
Wahlberg. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm from Walmart.
Wartburg.
Yes. Wolfburg is a soup of individuals who believe in all sorts of things. But for the most part, they are tolerant in many ideologies. Vorak, unfortunately, is a little bit more narrow. A way of thinking. Their rights and reputation are all based on their connection with their deities and their gods. There are some who have more tolerance to the term magic than others. Some of the darker religions, some of the more esoteric of gods or goddesses. But I assume...
I motioned to Ramita. That's why they were a lot more understanding out that way than they were in the city.
I assume you were in the capital.
Yeah, it just... All of this stuff doesn't... All of this stuff is just way over my head. Like, it exists. So,
Lathander being the way they are, they prefer to see things
black and white.
It's more of what you can see versus what you can feel. They take the realm within the light much more literally than they should.
That just makes it more confusing because the two I know from Lathander know magic and use it.
That's a little different. Faith-based magic
Oh,
is...
you guys are killing me.
I'm sorry, Ramita. Sort of like when you do the whole angry thing and spiky.
Is that not just
whatever.
a special jacket?
This is technology.
I'm sure at some point Boston would have piped up and said, we go on off of faith and what we believe in and how we feel. It comes from the inside. We don't necessarily have terminologies such as magic to... It's kind of complicated, but also really simple. It's just what you feel and what you believe, and it just kind of happens. Along with technology. But I'm also not from Vorak, so it just kind of do what they do in that area.
Faith-based magic is always viewed as a thing from a god, whereas magic without the faith of a god is to use an old term, witchcraft. Not real.
Okay, I'm old, but I'm not that old.
Yes. Either way, magic is viewed as esoteric and hogwash in most of the quote-unquote advanced areas. I mean, even some places in Itheros would look at you weird for using magic, or saying you can use magic.
Oren would pipe up. There is also a reason why you only find certain individuals in Vorak. I don't know, since you're much older, if you've heard of the term druid, that doesn't quite apply anymore, but there are some individuals who identify with that old term, and you cannot find many of them in Vorak, but you will find plenty of them up in North Rowan up here, and some on the outskirts of Wolfburg even. But those are usually...
One of my neighbors claim to be one.
Yeah, they do not travel to Vorak for those particular reasons. If anything, they avoid it. it's every city-state has developed their own customs. We try to educate all, but some do not wish to be educated.
Technology's gone so far that it's gotten rid of knowledge.
Yes and no. It's more of personally. People use technology to take the easy way and stop looking any further.
They have the answers without the discovery, and so they think they have everything understood, and also a lot of travel and interactions with others from other cultures are limited, perhaps due to lifestyles. But at the same time, we are only coming up to our 250th anniversary of being a peaceful nation as well. It's quite possible that
Do you guys think that this whole thing is to disrupt that peace?
It's very possible, unfortunately.
He looks down at Ramita. That's very poignant. A poignant observation. I would not. I'm afraid that this is bigger than what you may have sought out to look for.
Filmmaker did make mention of a ruin they were sent to investigate in their journal.
It's quite possible their initiation is the same as our. That has not changed. You have to go on excavations, kind of as what you're doing, with their internships. That theirs may have been a lot more literal of an excavation, less.
It was
social.
It was an ancient tomb, from what they saw, housing heroes of old. At least that was their theory.
Yes. He pulls up the document. There's a brief mention of the location. We do have rough coordinates. It's not been excavated since it was considered too dangerous a trek.
Would they need a lot of blood to revive an ancient hero?
Excuse me?
What?
They replaced this guy's blood. They took all of his blood. Didn't want to kill him.
Is they took his body because he was a drow originally, and now he's just a wood elf. Not just a wood elf, but he is a wood elf instead of a drow. Sorry. But
sorry, I'm throwing theories out. You guys are just bringing a bunch of stuff up and hitting my brain.
You're good. That oftentimes a lot of theories get thrown out in brainstorming.
Yes. We'll keep that in mind. But blood rights aside, do you think this excavation site might have been penetrated since?
I don't know. I do know that it came from the age before technology was around. Such a thing to a cult that hates technology and the world as it is now. If they got into the entirety of Hillmaker's information, could be a very big boon. Or a point for them to look further into. It was, and I'm gonna go to my notes real quick. I didn't write down where it was. Unless it doesn't. It probably didn't say.
Did say roughly. It did say roughly.
It said roughly.
Yeah, it is on the
It was like that in the outskirts of one of the.
It is on the other. It is through or inside the mountainous area on the other side of Dwarfberg.
That was what it was, because I was like, it was close to Auroran, but not like super close.
So there is a mountain range that is about southeast of Auroran and heads down along all the way down to almost Ithros in a curved formation. And Wharfburg was a trading hub for people going in and out of the mountains. But once there was enough material mined, the trade died and the city remained.
Yes. She did mention in her journal that the camp that they had originally made were attacked by creatures that seemed unreal. Something from far beyond what we could understand.
Well, the trade from Wharfburg, as you know the history of Wharfburg, trades, it was theorized that there were cities on the other side of the mountains. Most who ventured into the mountains were miners and gatherers of material to bring into Wharfburg and then dispersed throughout the other 5 major city-states. But there were stories, rumors, if you would, that there were other cities, towns, even on the other side of the mountains that they traded with. Perhaps artifacts, magical items. Charlotte had us venture into those areas a couple of times. Well, I shouldn't say had us. We
employed her to help with.
Partnered up with her services and money to venture and to gain those parts, even with those from Vorak joined with us for, of course, ritual and religious artifacts. I believe the most recent one included a trek with name.
Person. Which person we know? Or new person?
Yeah. Person. Hang on.
Charlotte? Homemaker?
Where the fuck is the name? Okay, it's not in that page. Tobias.
Oh. Oh.
Of course, this was a little more than a dozen years ago, but...
So he was
Maybe we
young?
should congratulate him on his marriage and talk to him.
Boston's just like... Yeah, sure, we should, of course.
Are you ready for that, dude?
After
Kind of
the shell
didn't
shock?
want to... Yeah, is that worn off?
We're asking the DM whether or not a character question. We should probably just stop this really quick.
Yeah, sorry.
He's just stunned at the mention of Tobias. That's just for...
Yeah. That's where it ends.
This is so weird. We're just running in circles. Everywhere
so?
we go, it just
To be fair,
brings
the
us-
circles are getting bigger and encompassing more things, therefore we are narrowing it down while also growing. We're learning more.
just brings up
There's more information to be
questions.
applied later. We have more leads. Rather than just Lowhole.
How so?
True, but
We
It's
have
just-
more people to ask. We have... If they accessed Hillmaker's information, that makes this... anything that she was at all related to very important.
Well, yes. Her discovery, when she came back with the materials and the samples she brought back, as well as the formulas she developed, was very controversial. I believe, 60, 70 years ago? So much so that it didn't leave controversy until after she retired, I believe.
she changed to she after she retired, right? Like all of your records have he as the author.
They.
No.
Because
She transitioned while she was at the school as a professor, but it was 20 years before she retired. So, like,
Okay.
yeah.
I think if all possible, we should have more than just checking in on her then. Because the more we're finding out with this, the more in danger she actually seems like she's going to be. Like, she's the key to this. Not just her research.
Well, I will
Her
put
research is what they want.
I will see about having someone get in touch with her. But it is, I think, for now, certain that you need to find who or what made access to this file using Lindsay Astor's information. If Lindsay is possibly still alive.
How did she have access? Is there a way for us to look into her file to figure out why? Or he?
Lindsay's a he. Yeah.
Sorry.
Is a man.
Bitch's name is Lindsay, man. I can't.
It's a manly name.
Lindsay is actually non-discreet. Like,
That's
I
you
know it's
name is.
non-gendered, but it's like in
Yeah.
my head it screams girl for some reason.
Oh yes, you're one of those people that thinks Ashley is a girl's name too.
Or Logan's a boy's name.
I know.
Or Skylar.
y'all
Word.
get used to it, because I got plenty of those names.
Anyway,
Also, one of those names is my fiance.
Tyler?
Skylar.
Skylar. Oh. I thought I was thinking... Anyways. Actually knew a kid named Sky.
Yeah, Omicron.
Anyways. So...
Is there a way for us to tell how she had access to that, or if it was?
I might have to do some research, because, and he pulls up the information. Since their disappearance, there's been absolutely no activity on their file, and it shows them as being a student, of which that would not have been possible. They did not have the required
I only barely
credits.
because I'm a lumen.
Yes.
Could it be because of the money? Like the family's money and influence? Because money talks in towns like this.
Money doesn't talk nearly as much as you'd think it was.
No, here the money is not. Technically, we prefer not to have a currency. We prefer to have individuals be respected and have their reputation speak for themselves, and that is how many people work. But we do still involve ourselves in the currency with the other 6 city-states. So, of which to. The commerce must commerce, for lack of better terms, and we do have, because of that, the the currency exchange from reputation to credits is high, which does make us perhaps one of the more expensive city-states, but at the same time, it does keep, I guess you could say, greed down to a minimum. Not that it is non-existent.
You have to make something of yourself to have anything here.
Correct. The only
There's a reason why my father's money is not mine. I don't have much financially. My family, which is largely tied to my father, and therefore anything that we have access to that is through him.
Well, I'm gonna have to say, we might have to pursue this more at another time. I think we found enough for today.
We need to grow on what we have currently.
Absolutely. Should I find anything else, I will notify you first and foremost. But yes, let's continue this tomorrow, shall we? And he closes up all the links and the screen goes dim. Perhaps lunch. Are you all hungry? And at this point is definitely like closer to noon.
It's been a couple hours.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I had to scarf down my food earlier. I got lost and didn't
You
eat as
didn't
much
have
as I
to
wanted
scarf
to.
it down. We could have waited.
Yeah, we're already done.
Yes, but we still could have waited.
I would
Either
love
way.
some food.
Come, Les. Let me show you how our economy works. And he escorts you all out. The lights dim, and he shuts the door and swipes his credit, or his chip to lock the doors, and then the door goes dim. Takes you out on the hover cart and escorts you to a nearby deli, of which we are going to close it out there, says it is late, and poor Tony is
It's like
fading.
9 o'clock. What are you talking about?
It is
It's
12:30.
I don't know
For
what I'm
me.
gonna read.
So, quick, let's do the closeouts of what people are thinking, and let's get our big tired boy to bed. Cause I looked up in the middle of our dialogue, and I saw this glare at the bottom of his screen, and I'm like, oh.
I think that was meant at me.
Either way, I looked at it. I was like, oh shit.
I'll explain. Don't worry.
Cool.
Was it me?
No.
No.
Let's start with darkness. Why don't you set us off with what is going through Mita's mind?
Mita is like in Fen's mind where there's 1,000 things going on at once and none of it's making sense. Just like back and forth. You know how Fen's just like a ball of anxiety? That's for Mita right now. So
That's fair.
just like
How the tables have turned.
yeah. Just like
Tables
so
have.
much crap that's not making sense. That's just like balling together. And it's just like, why is this connected and so strongly? We just barely got here. And it's like everything that we thought was just like in the past is now coming forward. So Granny is very confused and very lost.
As a DM.
So that's where Granny's at. And as for me, I was having technical difficulties today.
Oof.
I thought my video was looking fine on my end, but then I was frozen for everyone else. So
Yeah, you're good. We dealt.
yeah. I'm still figuring crap out. I'm terrible.
It's fine.
On to the one that is about to pass out. Honor.
That's Rev.
Honor.
No,
His 9 o'clock comment.
Or fiance.
No, I'm home alone tonight.
She got a date?
Yeah.
Nice.
Dang.
Noise.
By the way, I'm Tony. You can find me online at Tony Will Edit.
Wait, that's your name?
No.
Shit.
I thought it was Willed It.
Look,
Willed it.
I am.
I've been fucking this up this whole time. Dude, I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's normal. What I expect from cretins like you.
You're not.
No.
I mean, fair.
But Nash is a barely contained ball of rage at this moment. Because literally every aspect of his life, everyone in this area just looks down on. Right? His magic isn't real magic. It's, poor people magic.
It's not. That's not at all what we said.
To work with economies here.
Oh, because he just converted. He just converted. I forgot about that.
Basically, everything he's like working on, right? Like it's you gotta build yourself. That's rich people privilege, right? Like it's not my daddy's money that did this. I did this. So he's sitting there just stewing.
To be fair, he did
bullshit.
he did ask Fen for some advice and some education, so like he's 50-50 at this point. Anyways.
So he was.
He asked me what magic was like, and he went the fucking cleric way.
Yeah, he learned about magic, but in his mind, magic is magic. There's not a big difference between holy magic and arcane magic, even though there's probably a big difference, but
very big.
There are 8-year-olds looking down on the magic that he does. That's the society that he's in. Not having a good time with it.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Nash is a bitch, so.
Yeah, for sure.
No, that's just Baldric.
Why not both?
So yeah, Nash is barely holding it together. That's the truth of the matter. He is doing his best to not screw things up for Fen, but it is everything he's got.
He's stewing.
This is what friendship looks like. He is having a bad time and is just trying to hold it together. So, welcome to my world. And that's why I was like, do I say something? Every time there was like a glary look, does Nash pipe up? No, Nash is holding it in for a second. I was sitting here going, is this
I have this feeling Fen is about to get fucking cornered.
I'm here for that.
They may need to have a conversation. Yeah,
they may need to have a little bit of a talk.
What was that? What was that last look you gave like 5 minutes ago? Because
the one that so
because you were like
Fen said something about the money that we're using is my father's money. It's not my money. Nothing we are doing is based off of my credits. We're currently working off of my father.
Right, because you're building your credits.
They had said money doesn't really matter. It's all about what you make of yourself and your reputation. But we're running off of my dad's credits. Which is, back-to-back sentences.
It's very hypocritical, yes. But it works.
To be fair, I am working my own thing currently with being a lumen. I am very much stepping outside of his thing. That being said, where we live currently is under him. Yes,
that's the next conversation. That's a preview. Okay. Yes, it's Tony from Will Edit, and let's go on over to Rev.
Hello, I am Sanguine Rev. You can find me in the places that you can find me. I stream occasionally. I party occasionally. One of those is a lie, and I hate loud noises, so I'll let you guess. Yeah, Rick's just chilling. Like, this is all pretty mild. Like, it's fairly similar to his life before hitting the road.
What about the
with
dead
a
kid?
little bit of stuff. Like,
What about the dead kid that we found, apparently?
dead kids happen.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Lindsay. What was Baldrick's?
Yeah, so, like, finding out that Lindsay was dead was like, fuck. And then now Lindsay's not dead, and so he does want to try and find him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because yeah. I'll let you leave. I'll let you have that reveal next time. Fen, what kind of ball of nerves are we this time?
My friends told my boss that I was interacting directly with a convicted convict who ran the fuck away. How the fuck do you think I'm feeling?
To be fair, it's true.
To be fair,
I wasn't
we
supposed to
left
fucking
out-
know.
To be fair, we left out that they were a felon. Completely. You added that part.
Because you gave him everything else, so I had to tell him that part.
I said oil blood, and they said classmate.
Old classmate.
That was
Yeah.
it.
And then you failed your and then you failed your persuasion slash and he's like, I don't believe you.
You don't get
There's
it.
more to this.
I can't lie to this man.
I don't.
I
know
can't.
shit about shit.
I mostly didn't. But that didn't work.
I can't hide shit. I can lie to my father all you want me to. I can fake that shit out. I cannot lie to Owen. It's not happening. He is the one confidant that Fenrana has.
Just so you know, the difficulty of that, the DC was 15. And it wasn't like...
It was 15.
You
You just rolled a 10.
You got a 10.
I had a plus
But anyways.
2, I think, so it was,
Ooh.
you know.
Ooh.
So Fen is all...
Fen is both relieved that it's out because they don't have to try and hide it for a little bit longer because it was going to come out eventually. Let's face it, everything that Fenrana knows is going to end up in Arwen's fucking lap eventually. This poor man is gonna know.
Some of it he's probably gonna want to not know.
Oh yes, definitely.
But also,
there's also a level of trepidation with, okay, that's out of the bag. What's the next thing? How do we approach this? Because there's now connections to this cult that potentially line back to Baldrick, connections to this cult that potentially line back to the prison that they were in, which, So Fen's crapping themselves yet again. It's fine.
it's fine.
What's new?
It's fine. Nothing new there.
Anxiety,
AIBS.
We're fine. It's cool. Just gonna panic.
Everybody gets the shits now and then.
Hey,
But yeah.
shit's
Except for
happened.
Baldrick.
Oh my lord, Baldric. Anyway, but yeah, other
links.
than that, oh god,
Not even for a read, just like generally.
just generally. But yeah,
He's a leaky boy. Hi, I am Gearsparks. I am the DM of this madhouse, and everything is... I'm happy. I love all what's been happening lately, and I can't wait to see more, because now it's getting juicy for me.
crunch time.
So, absolutely. We're gonna see if the players pick up on any more of my hints and clues that I try to drop. Lord knows I've dropped quite a few.
Ah,
Name
But we'll
one.
see. No. Good, nice try, Ref. Nice
They're
try.
very dumb, so like, don't expect too much.
I will have you know that I have an intelligence of 6.
I will let you know that my character is not as dumb as I am, which is
I'll have you know that I will
Travis
never
William
text or
quote is,
DM these
I have
same
to
exact
wonder
thoughts.
Brett sometimes because I'm like, does Boston know this or does Brett know that? Like, who knows what? You know, like
It's very hard because like I'm playing a super smart character and I'm dumb as shit.
That was a Travis William quote. He was asked about campaign 2, where he was playing a much smarter character than Grog. And he's like, I hate it. It's so much harder being the one who has to have ideas when you at the table are not the one with ideas.
and yet when he was playing Grog, he was putting 2 and 2 together. He's like, no. This is what's going on.
Yeah, but it was always like the hard way through, like the direct path.
I'm just gonna break the
Yeah.
door. You're
Or
gonna be
the way
subtle
he-
about it? Fuck it, I'm gonna break it.
I know, but the way he played, yes. But I mean, as a person, though, you could see him putting 2 and 2 together on things. But anyways, that's us. That's breaking character. We are absolutely balls of everything, ADHD, anxiety, and all the things. So join us next week where we find out more about this whole shitbag and maybe a little bit of a argument or heated discussion, however you wanted to say it, between Fen and the rest of the crew, or at least maybe Fen and Nash, and possibly
Fen and
Boston.
Nash have to talk. Fen and Nash have to talk. It's fine. It's fine. We're fine.
All right. Yes, 9:30 Eastern, whatever time Rev is on Western. And until next time, don't break character.
Break it. Break it always.
Okay.
Always break it.
Who's
Fuck
going to
being in
stop you?
character.